What's up, YouTube? It's your boy G Money, and my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. Today, I wanted to talk about home invasions. Um, and are you prepared, or how well do you know your home? How well do you know your home, and what weapon you will run to first if you encounter the home invasion? Um, my arsenal is not big. I don't have a huge arsenal of guns, so I'm limited to what I can pick and go grab because I don't have a lot of weapons. So this right here is mainly what somebody that's breaking in my house is going to meet with. Now, we all have homes that we live in. Our homes are all set up differently on the inside. How well do you know your home? How well do you know your setup in your home to the point where if you was having a home invasion, you would know where to post up at to have the advantage or them running in your house? See, me, I don't feel like it would matter that I don't have a shotgun or AR or something like that, which that would be definitely a great thing to have for the situation. But I feel like me knowing my home, knowing where to post up and be at, knowing what, if they come through this door, be over here because they got to come through this hall or they got to come through this doorway. And if they try to run through this doorway at the same time, I'm pretty much going to be able to pick all of them off coming through that doorway because it's only so big. They can't just all run through it at the same time. If they lined up running back to back, they're going to all get hit. So, I feel like me knowing my home and knowing where to position myself is more important than what firearm I have. Because if you know where to position yourself, you can take people out coming through a door. If they gonna all come through the same door, and you in a position where you somewhere posted up, you know your house better than the intruder knows your house. So you got the advantage right there. So how well do you know your home? And what weapon? Just y'all know what I'm picking up. I'm picking up this Glock 26 Gen 5 right here. And I'm gonna have extra magazines on me. And okay, so what are y'all picking up? I know some of y'all got everything, you know what I mean? But I want to know what y'all picking up. If y'all hear a door getting kicked in or a window that got broke and somebody's coming in, y'all grabbing what y'all grabbing? Are y'all grabbing a handgun or y'all grabbing an AR or y'all grabbing a shotgun? Which one y'all grabbing? And how well do you know your home setup? You know, do if they're coming through a certain area to be in a certain spot so you had the angle? So if they come around that corner, you right behind that couch or you right behind that table or something that, and you crouched and positioned and ready to fire, like know your home, know your home and know where to, if for any situation, know where to post up at and be in your house, if it goes down. And please have something near you, don't have your guns. I can't tell you where to have your guns, but because I don't know what your kid's situation is, but you really don't want to have your guns away from you too far where you got to go, where you got to try to make it to a room across, away on the other side of the house, or you got to make it in the, you want to have a gun that's going to be somewhere in your dresser, somewhere in your room that you can reach over and grab it immediately, not somewhere where you got to go into another room and then put a code in and all that shit. You ain't got time for all of that. So I hope y'all got a gun somewhere handy that you could just reach over and open a drawer or something and have it. But yeah, home invasions, man. They can be wicked, and but the more prepared you are, the more familiar you are with your home and your abilities, the better you're going to be. Depending on, a lot of people not coming in by themselves no more. They're coming in like a team. So like I said, you want to have the ability to be able to be somewhere in a position where you can cut them off one by one real quick. You gotta be real quick and precise with it. 9 times out of 10, the first person coming in through the door, if people following that person through the door and they see him get hit and he fall down, they gonna bust a turn. They're gonna turn back around and try to get back out that damn door and get up out of there. Once they see that first person drop, you know, unless you just get some crazy dudes that's just want to get into a gun fight with you, which is going the odds of that, I don't see that happening real high. Because once them shots get fired, people get to running and scattering. They don't, everybody's not trying to be in a gunfight. They coming in there hoping that you easy prey. So, that first person come through the door get dropped. Most likely them people behind them going to be like, oh shit, and they on their way out the door. You know what I mean? But just in case they not, be prepared for a gunfight, man. Be prepared to knock everybody else down that's behind the first person that's coming through that door. First thing you really want to do is make sure if you stay in the house with a family, make sure your family is secure and somewhere else. So you're not mistakenly shooting a kid coming through the door. Make sure your kids or your family is somewhere posted up where they're somewhere safe and that's not them coming through that door. You make sure they stay in that room or that closet and they get low and they stay down or wherever the hell you got them posted up at. But this one is not going to be long. This one right here was just a short one, just about home invasions. How well do you know your home? How prepared are you if it goes down at your home? Like I said, I'm going to be adding more to my arsenal. I do plan on buying another one of these Glock 26s, these Gen 5s, because like I said before, if something happens to where the police need to confiscate this gun for evidence, I want to have another one, that I can carry on me for safety. So, yes, I'm going to have another one of these soon. I was thinking about buying it today, but I didn't. I'm gonna wait probably like a week or two to buy it. I should buy it now before the prices get jacked up. I just, you never know if the price is gonna go up or not. But I will be getting one soon, another one. And I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe getting a shotgun for the house or something. But I want an AR bad as hell. But like I said, I stay in New York State, and they only want you to carry like a maximum of 10 bullets in a gun, which is just bullshit. So I'm not gonna buy an AR and only have 10 shots. You know what I'm saying? So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do as far as that situation. But yo, y'all talk to me in the comments. Tell me if y'all hear somebody kicking in your door, busting your window. What's the first thing you reaching for, man? What you reaching for? Tell me what you reaching for, and do you have a plan? Do you have a spot to go and post up and wait? And they come around that corner, or they come down that hall, or they come through that door. You already got them lined up and tear their ass up. Let me know in the comments what you got, and if you prepared for a home invasion. This your boy G Money. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. Y'all be safe. God bless. I'm out.